What is going on, everybody? Jon Impemba here with Andrew Cooper. Welcome into the Fantasy Home Game Day Playbook Live Show. It is NFL Week 7. Coop, we are here. You know, we are like halfway to the fantasy football playoffs. Or Week 7.
You don't say that.
It
we
is
need to cling
is
to every last bit of football.
It is crazy to think that we are basically halfway through the year already, which means these are really starting to be important weeks. We preach early not to overreact, not to panic drop players after a couple of weeks, but now we're in week 7 and we can kind of start evaluating which players are working, which players aren't working. At this point, you kind of know where you are in your league standings, and what you have to do and where you have to go sort of to start positioning yourself for the fantasy football playoffs. You did a video short this week about identifying playoff matchups, because it is time to start, if you're 5-1 or something like that in your leagues, start looking to see what week 16, 17 might be and where your lineups match up. So it is scary to think about. I know we're only halfway through, but we have to start positioning ourselves, because fantasy football playoffs will be here sooner than you know it.
For sure. And I mean, I'll give you an example. You look at a team like the Cardinals. They've played Buffalo, Detroit, Washington. They got crushed by Washington, San Francisco, Green Bay. They've played some tough teams here. Down the stretch, though, their playoff matchups, week 15, 16, 17, Patriots, Rams, Panthers. So you start looking around and say, okay, if you like these players, time to grab them now if you're winning. On the flip side, if you're losing, you need to make trades to win now. If your guys are on bye weeks, honestly, trade them away. The thing is, everyone worries about creating a juggernaut, making the other team. If you're not in the playoffs, then it doesn't matter. That team can't hurt you. They can't hurt you because you didn't make the playoffs. You got to make the playoffs first. And then once you get in that tournament, anything can happen.
Exactly. Anything can happen there. So again, guys, you see down on the bottom of the screen there, fantasyalarm.com/win, promo code Let's Go. First month after your 7-day free trial, which is still active, you get that for less than $20. If you go to our annual subscription, you still get the 7-day free trial, but then you get 40% off the monthly package there. So it's a humongous discount going with the annual subscription. That means it takes you all the way through week 7 of next year. So no better time than now. NBA kicks off on Tuesday. Myself, James Grinding, going to be all over your NBA DFS content. Hockey. I took down a hockey GPP coup last week. I don't know if you saw that. First place in an NHL DFS contest. So NHL DFS content is kicking into gear. So no better time than right now to sign up for Fantasy Alarm and let us help you guys get into your playoffs and win your league championships. That said, our chat is bumping here. People have some questions for us to answer, Coop. So let's get the questions on the screen. We will answer these questions as they come in. You don't need to worry about entering them more than once. I promise you, we do get through your start-sit questions here. So, Rod, with our first question of the day here, Jordan Mason, Amari Cooper, or Kareem Hunt. Amari Cooper is expected to play today. We don't necessarily know, where the snap count. Unlike Devontae Adams, who's probably had the Jets playbook for the last 3 weeks, Amari Cooper probably didn't have the Buffalo Bills playbook to study. So where are we going with Rod here? Mason, Cooper, or Hunt?
So I'm going Jordan Mason still. I know it's a tough matchup, but Amari Cooper, again, it's not like Devontae Adams where he already knows the full playbook. They said he had to come in and do a crash course and learn it. That means the question was if he was even going to play at all. That probably means he's going to have a couple packages. And then just, Kareem Hunt has the tougher matchup going up against the 49ers defense than Mason does going back the other way. So that's the direction I'm going. John, there were a few questions that were showing up in the YouTube.
Okay, if you have other ones, this is the first one that I saw, so you can bring.
I'm going to go through and just hit those ones in case, because we want to reward the people that came in a little before it started. So I have one here from Coulter, the Lions fan, Sam Darnold or Anthony Richardson. That's one for you, brother.
Darnold for me.
Yep. Flex PPR, DK Metcalf or Jahmyr Gibbs. That's from Bill from Montana.
Metcalf for me. Bad spot for the Lions running backs today, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you. McLaurin, I mean, I don't know how they're going to get to the Washington Commanders.
Is it Metcalf or McLaurin? You said Metcalf.
Sorry. That was Metcalf over Gibbs. The next question is McLaurin or Gibbs. And that's a different guy, Paul from Georgia.
Still go McLaurin over Gibbs there for me.
And I jumped the gun on that. McLaurin, Rich Rebar pointed out that this is the highest individual team point total for Washington over 29 points per Vegas
Yeah.
since the 1989 Washington Redskins, coached by Joe Gibbs. So this is supposed to be a big day for them here. Need a defense: 49ers, Commanders, Vikings, Colts, or Falcons.
For who? Who's give a
Coulter the
shout out for the
Lion.
name.
Coulter the Lions fan.
Still
Yes.
more questions for Coulter here. All right, run me back those defenses.
It was 49ers, Vikings, Commanders, Colts, Falcons.
49ers, Vikings, Commanders, Colts, or Falcons. I might go 49ers at home versus the Chiefs. It's obviously not great because it's the Chiefs, but I still might take the home team there.
And also, you got to remember, like, if you start the 49ers, you don't have to roster another defense, and it saves you the roster spot.
Yeah.
So that's
They're one of the best teams against tight ends too. And I mean, there's just limited pass catching options there.
They actually had Fred Warner already, John, and then they went out and got Devondre Campbell from the Packers, who's another good coverage linebacker. So they were ready for this. Shakir or Juju in full PPR? Juju for me as well. Juju or Christian Watson in half PPR? I think that's still Juju. Yeah, well, I'll go Watson. I'm down for Watson. I mean, especially in half PPR. And then another league.
And he came back last week. He looked good. I mean, he's going to take some shots down the field. So give me Christian Watson today.
Yeah. Another league, Eckler, Dubs, or where is it? Eckler. You're so much better at reading the questions. Eckler, Dubs, or Tracy?
It's easier when they're on the screen here. Eckler, Dubs, or who?
They're all on the YouTube. Eckler, Dubs, or Tracy?
Man, I want to say Eckler because he's been good even in the time. But Robinson's back. I might go Dubs.
I'm going Dubs.
Dubs is the floor play. Eckler, who would be for upside. Tracy's tough because Singletary is supposed to be back, so I don't know what he's going to do.
I'm gonna go Dubs just because with no Dontavian Wicks, they all are essentially full-time guys now.
Yeah.
Kyler, Geno, or Richardson?
Probably
Geno. Kyler or Geno. Yeah, Geno. Kyler, man, his completion percentage on plays over 20 yards is brutal. I was looking at it's like 30%. And this is going back a couple years. A few years back, he was at like nearly 50%, top 5 in the league on these type of plays. He's just not on the same page with those guys running the deeper routes.
Yeah.
So it's been tough. No news on Lad McConkey yet, Sally. We'll let you know on that. Rob wants to know David Montgomery or Stephon Diggs.
Diggs. And did we catch up? Was then Rod's next question the Mason Mario Hunt?
I sure wish it was, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
Go Birds wants to know standard and need 3 wide receivers: Downs, Pickens, Watson, or Juju. So bench one out of Downs, Pickens, Watson, or Juju. These are all on the YouTube. That's where I'm pulling them from. It's not on my screen.
I don't see them when I go to YouTube. So like I don't know what's going on. But I only have the ones that started after we hit the show. Read that off to me again. I got this.
Downs, Pickens, Watson, and Juju in standard.
One in a standard. Downs for me.
Downs, yeah, you got to sit Downs in standard. Full PPR, Juju or Brandon Ayuk?
Juju.
Good morning, family. Need 1 half point. Sermon, McConkey, Irving, Zamir White.
Ugh.
I know.
McConkey if he's in.
Right. So I just try and have a pivot, Ethan. But the thing is, there's Quentin Johnston or Josh Palmer are probably on the wire, and I would just start one.
Well, Quentin Johnston's doubtful.
Well, then see if Josh Palmer's out there, Ethan. Colts or Rams D? Colts get the Dolphins. Rams are going up against the Raiders.
Rams. Yeah. Rams off a bye at home. I'll take that.
That sounds good. Standard flex. We did that one. Half PPR, sit 1. Cup, Tyreek, Pollard, assuming Cup is a go.
Sit 1. Oof.
Just sit. Yeah. Well, you're definitely starting Pollard.
Pollard has a great matchup today. Buffalo can't stop the run. They do have Mason Rudolph as their quarterback now, but Will Levis sucked too. So
right.
See the difference there. I mean, I don't really want to sit either wide receiver, but I guess it'd be Tyreek. If Cup is in, he got 22 targets the week before.
If Cup plays, you got to start Cup because Stafford and Cup versus Tyreek.
I do have a GPP lineup today with the Dolphins because they're also off a bye.
Right.
And I kind of like teams off buys there, but yeah, I think Tyreek, you probably have to sit there.
Right. Because they didn't relax during this bye. They got Tyler Huntley as
acclimated. And then next week we're going to see 2 anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Right. Yeah. PPR 2 flex: Wandale, Dell, or Chubb.
You have to sit Chubb.
Sit Chubb. We don't know what he's going to look like. Good morning, family. From Preston. PPR need to start either Marvin, JSN, or Juju.
It's probably Marvin, but I obviously don't love the matchup.
Right. Keep an
He's
eye
been
on.
so inconsistent. Or I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I don't think it's JSN. I think it's Juju. I think it's either Juju or Marvin.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would start Marvin. The thing is, he's got that. He doesn't play till tomorrow, and he's got a separate injury, John. So he's questionable, not with the concussion. He's cleared from the concussion, but he's got a back issue now. So I don't know. I think just start Juju today. Morning, Aaron Jones. This is from the Dino Fontaine. Aaron Jones, Hunt, McConkey. Need 2 of those. So
is just Jones playing?
Jones is playing.
He is, okay.
From what I understand.
I mean, it's not a good matchup for Jones either. Detroit's got a really good running defense. So it was McConkey and who?
And Kareem Hunt. So I would definitely start Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt's the one. You probably go Jones because the passing game work there too.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're getting close to where we can put them on the screen. Sorry for everybody. We had I don't know why these didn't come through in the thing, but I'm getting them in the chat. We don't want to miss anyone's questions here. Big Mama wants to know, PPR flex, 2 of these players, Tyreek, Tank Dell, Marvin Harrison, or Khalil Shakir?
Dell and Tyreek.
Yep.
For me.
Good morning from Russ Lyons. 1 point. Jacoby Myers, replace him with Michael Wilson, Rashad Bateman, Quentin Johnson, or Noah Brown. Well, Quentin Johnson is doubtful. So
so Bateman is fine. I also think Noah Brown's in a really good spot today.
I like Noah Brown too. I think I would go Noah Brown. Okay. I think he got 8 targets last week. They made him the wide receiver 2 for all effects and purposes. So I think I'm in on that. Burrow or Goff?
Burrow.
Yep. Big Mama has another one. Judy, Irving, or Brian Robinson? Just one.
Brian Robinson.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're close to where we need to be here. 1 PPR, Josh Downs can replace him with one of these guys from the wire. DeAndre Hopkins, Romeo Doubs, or Noah Brown.
I mean, I wouldn't know if I'm dropping Downs.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop him.
I would pick up Doubs or Brown today. That's fine. If you have anybody else to drop, maybe make that play, because I think if Anthony Richardson goes out there and looks like trash today, that they go back to Joe Flacco, because they can't keep losing football games.
There's also the possibility that
he gets hurt again.
he gets hurt again. There's also the possibility that after Downs has got 9, 12, and 9 targets, and he keeps getting first downs for this team, that they come out now and just say, hey, Anthony, throw it to Josh Downs. Because we really didn't see them play together. It was like Downs was hurt when Richardson was playing, and then Richardson got hurt and Downs came in. So there's a world where it's actually just good.
Yeah.
Okay, last one, and then we're back in the chat. Good morning from Keith. Needs 2 of Waddle, Amari, Josh Downs, and JMO. I'm going to say JMO's in there. So 1 of Waddle, Amari, and Josh.
Well, we're worried about Amari's snap count, and then it's Waddle or who?
Then it's Waddle, Amari, or Josh Downs. And it's full PPR.
I mean, I still like the Dolphins guys. I think I'd go Waddle there and Jameson Williams.
There we have it. All right, back to you for Eric's question in the chat. Right. Good job there, Johnny. It's tough when you can't see the questions, too.
Now we flip the roles. I'll read them. You answer them.
Excellent.
Richardson or Dalton, I'll answer this one. We're
gonna go one more for you.
Dalton for Eric there. And wants to know Russ or Huntley today. Going to go Russ against the Jets, or Huntley versus the Colts here, Coop.
I mean, I have most players ranked ahead of Huntley. So I'm actually, you know what?
I don't know if
I think I would just go Huntley here.
They haven't even officially announced Russell Wilson as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, George Pickens accidentally did it.
Yeah,
and then I think they kind of confirmed it. But
I mean, it's so tough because I don't know if the Jets. I don't think I like the Jets. Russell Wilson against the Jets here.
No, that's the problem. Is the Jets. If it was any other defense, it would be right.
I think we're gonna go Huntley here, and then Stroud for me in this particular matchup.
Right.
And then I would go Cousins over Murray. So Huntley, Stroud, Cousins for me. And
I have Baker ranked like QB6, but I have Stroud ranked like QB4. Like there's just a lot of good QBs this week.
Agreed. Baker being home against Baltimore is better than being on the road, so it's not awful there. Singletary over Sermon for me. Where are you on that?
Yeah, same, because both are going to split, but Sermon's got like a knee issue, and
he's not a good football player.
He's not a good football player, and Tyler Goodson has been like, even when Sermon was healthy, Tyler Goodson was getting all the pass work.
Yeah, No, I like Goodson over Sermon for sure.
Yeah.
Rex saying yo, yo, yo. Good morning, Rex. Wait to see if Cuff plays with Whittington as a backup or go with Wandale. I would wait and see. Either play Cup, and if he's out, play Whittington. I'm good
Right.
with that.
Because Wandale is getting a lot of targets, which is good in PPR, but I mean, he's so low A dot. It is crazy. Like
Yep.
what's it going to take for him to have 100 yards?
It was 7.5. I think it was either 6.5 or 7.5 was his target prop today, which I took the over on Sleeper or Prize Picks, I think it was. So,
but Cooper Cup is Cooper Cup.
He's gonna get fed targets even with Neighbors back. He was anyways.
Right. But you have the opportunity to potentially have Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper Cup, and if not, Whittington was legit and great matchup. So, Jacobs, Jones, or Monty here today. I would go to Jacobs of the group.
Just one, yeah. I do have Jacobs ahead. It's a shame though because Monty is going to score a touchdown today.
It is. I agree with you. He's probably going to score a touchdown. I would not play Aaron Jones. It'd be Jacobs or Montgomery Rob. So
I mentioned on the other show is that teams are aware of like the history of this. Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs are in a position where the last it's been since like Priest Holmes since a running back's come out and scored in all 6 of the first games they've played in.
Yeah.
So and teams know these things. So if they have any opportunity to get David Montgomery a touchdown, they're going to do it. Not to mention, every time they've brought him out there, he does score. So it's
listen, this is going to be a high scoring game. They're going to be in the red zone and they're going to have opportunities to run the football with him in the red zone. Just Minnesota and Detroit are 2 of the better run defenses in football. So if they stuff them a couple times, then you get the hard play action throw to Dan Skipper, for a touchdown today.
So annoying, dude.
It's coming. Rex saying it's too early to talk playoffs. It's never too early to talk playoffs. Well, that's not true. Sometimes it's too early to talk playoffs. Smash the like and subscribe button. Says Skinny. Certainly appreciate all the support from you guys. If you want to hit that like, share, and subscribe button,
Please.
Free way to help us out here over on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. And with another question, Rashad, Bucky, Juju, or McConkey needs 2. Definitely playing Juju. The obvious was the Tampa Bay offensive coordinator coming out saying all 3 running backs will play early. Whoever plays the best will get the job. Doesn't put much confidence in starting either Rashad White or Bucky Irving here. Where are you going, Coop?
I just try and hold out for McConkey. I hate the idea because what they've essentially told us is that think about how many drives there are in a football game. Sometimes it can only be like 7 or 8. So if your guy's going to get one of the first 3 drives, and then the 4th drive is going to be whoever plays the best out of those guys,
you may never see the field again.
You might not see the field again, or very sparingly. So I got to just hold out for McConkey and try and have a pivot for tomorrow. There's 2 games tomorrow, and there are some sneaky plays downwind. You know what I mean? Like Josh Palmer.
Yeah, why do we have 2 Week 7 Monday Night Football games, by the way?
Because, John, this is what the NFL does when hockey and basketball come back. They say, don't forget about us. So there's only 2 bye weeks this week. Guess what? Next week when basketball comes back, John?
6.
No bye
weeks?
0 bye weeks. Yeah. They're like every team's playing when basketball comes back. And it's basically just to spite Mark Cuban.
Makes sense. Yeah. Hal wants to play seasonal XFL. We used to cover XFL here at Fantasy Alarm for once back in the day. Shout out to Ryan Hallam, who is your XFL guru for that was going on. And I think it was the USFL too, whatever it was going on. So our guy Dan in the chat. What's up, Dan? Slayton, Pittman, Singletary. Needs 1 in a PPR.
Yeah.
Obviously, Neighbors is back this week, so it takes a little bit of a hit on Slayton.
I'm just leaning into upside with Pittman. It's like the floor isn't good, but of those guys, he'll have the greatest opportunity. It sucks that his back is hurt.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Ayuk, Irving, or Algier here and a half flex. I'd go Ayuk in that spot.
Ayuk for sure. Yeah.
Needs to sit 1 for Ann of Najee, McLaurin, and Diggs. I guess you're sitting the running back in that spot, but
yeah, you got to start McLaurin and Diggs.
Yep. Our X gang over here, Chase Brown or Hunt in PPR. Where are you with the Brown Moss backfield situation going on?
I moved Chase Brown ahead of Zach Moss. I mean, Zach Moss has been banged up. He fumbled. I mean, funny thing is, John, both guys fumbled, but the other team recovered the Zach Moss fumble and the Chase Brown fumble went out of bounds.
Chase Brown keeps scoring touchdowns.
I know. And then Chase Brown he's looked better. Moss is banged up. I moved Brown ahead of Moss this week, but that doesn't mean they're just going to use Chase Brown and Moss is going to go away. It means the split goes from 60-40 Moss to maybe 60-40 Brown, but Kareem Hunt is still like a 70-80 guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start Kareem Hunt.
All right, so we're going Hunt, and then McBride, Juju, or JMO in your flex for PPR. So obviously, a lot of talent there. McBride maybe your safest option, right, against Baltimore here.
But McBride's the safest, but
not Baltimore, Chargers, right?
JMO's on pace for right around 100 targets. He's like so exactly on the fringe of
I like Jameson Williams a lot.
I'm starting JMO too, but he's like right there on the fringe of what we want. But
he's a big play touchdown guy. So
he has the upside. He's going to get a carry at some point.
He's going to give you that Mike Williams stat line from a couple of years ago, right? Where it's like 65 catches for 1,200 yards.
Yeah, and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah. Double A here. Start 2 of Juju, Devontae, and Deontay. You got to start 2 of that group? Jeez. Well, he definitely playing Deontay Johnson this week against the Commanders.
I'd probably say Juju, man. I'm probably going to start Devontae Adams and Deontay Johnson.
Again, the fact that they're saying Devontae Adams is going to be full go with no limitations, it's either the exact offense they ran in Green Bay, which is possible, or he's had the Jets playbook for the last 2 weeks while he's had the hammy, and they've just been working out the deals on this break.
It's Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Jones. They probably asked if he needed the playbook, and he said no. I still have it.
Yeah.
I'll just
they'll call the plays in the huddle. Aaron will give him a separate play on their old language, and everybody else runs the same one. So
he'll be fine.
Yeah, and then Baker or Love. I'm going Love this week.
Again, I have CJ Stroud 4, Jordan Love 5, Baker 6. So you can't really go wrong, but that's just the order that I would prioritize them in. Yep. Great situation for Jordan Love.
Needs 2.5 PPR for Jason here. Brown, JSN, Harrison, and Cooper.
Let me ask real quick. Would you start Jordan Love or CJ Stroud this week, John?
I'm playing Jordan Love.
Okay.
Back 2 of the last 3 weeks, he's had 4 touchdowns. It just feels like they're better equipped to throw the football. And they're home.
I'll switch up my rankings because I was on the fence with that one too.
Stroud obviously this year is different than last year, but last year he really struggled away from his home stadium there, and I just like the upside that you get from Love.
Chase Brown, JSN, Harrison Jr., Cooper, Amari Cooper, I imagine.
Yeah, Brown going up against the Cleveland defense, and still has to deal with some Zach Moss.
Right, that's where I'm at.
I would do JSN here, and then probably Harrison.
Yep.
Because I just don't know what Amari Cooper is going to do for how long he's going to be.
Just make sure you have a pivot, Jason, because Harrison, I'm getting weird.
You think he's not going to play?
No,
do we have any updates on Marvin Harrison? Like, is he questionable?
He's cool. The list is questionable, but I think he's going to go.
I was going to say, did we get any like Shefty tweets saying like?
See if you can pull it up. I'll have Ann's question next. If Walker sits, Sharp or Goodson. If Walker's out, Zach Charbonnet is an awesome play. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns last time Walker was out. So absolutely. No, Omega, the puck guys are not invading the football talk out here, dude. We do talk a little puck from time to time. I
do play a lot of puck, and you should too if you're at Fantasy Alarm. We have a great hockey team, guys. Tom Vecchio, Chris Murray, Josh Wagner putting out the playbooks each week. Again, I read the playbook on Tuesday. I used our projections, used our lineup generator, and took down the $9 5K slap shot. First place. So
the Watch City Snipers are in first place in my fantasy hockey league. Just had a tough matchup.
Fantasy our team's gonna be 2-0 after this week, so we're rocking.
That's what's up, dude. We'll talk a little puck. Not today though. It's Sunday morning.
It's true. Trying to Dave Alarm, and then he wants to do a likes for Laney. So
TD shout out. Likes for Laney.
And with the Scott Fishbowl here, Jigger Pierce.
It is super tight end premium.
I'm not in Skyfish this year, so you know more than I am.
Yeah, I would start Chig with this QB switch up. Go big.
Second question. Pick up Yoshi, Palmer, Hutchinson, John.
Nah. Okay. Stick with what you
got. Chase, Charbonnet, or Devontae. I'm gonna go Devontae here.
Yep.
Coop loving the hashtags for Laney.
Let's go. Laney, smash that like button.
Running back flex, half point PPR, Walker, Chuba, Hubbard, Robinson, Addison. Oof.
Well, if Walker's a go, I'm starting them. Actually, I have Chuba Hubbard ranked ahead of Walker.
Chuba Hubbard is expected to be the highest rostered player in DFS today. So
Chuba Hubbard's been awesome. Like, no doubt about it. They should find a way to trade him.
He's averaging over 80 yards a game on the ground, and it's like 5 catches per game. So
Chuba Hubbard is actually, yeah. So I have Chuba Hubbard ranked ahead of Kenneth Walker. I'm sorry, Kenneth Walker as well if he's playing. Now, if Kenneth Walker is out, then you probably start Brian Robinson Jr., who's also been good. And he's going up against the Panthers.
The best run outside of Zamir White, every running back this year has torched the Panthers, including both Falcons running backs last week. Yeah. They ran for over 200 yards against them. So
if you're worried about Kenneth Walker having the sniffles, Josh Wagner pointed out, John, that it was actually Kenneth Walker's birthday. He's wondering if maybe
we got a birthday narrative too.
Birthday flu. Well, the birthday flu. Wondering if maybe this
are they in Atlanta? Can you get the birthday flu in Atlanta?
That's awesome. I think it's a great place to get the birthday flu, actually.
All right, Andrews or Otten?
Otten actually has a really good matchup, and Mike Evans is not 100%.
Yeah. White or Irving? I mean,
Bucky's.
It feels like everything is trending down for Rachaad White, right?
Right. And the thing about Bucky Irving is he did nothing wrong. The tape on him has been fantastic, and he was fantastic again last week. It's just that Sean Tucker busted off a couple big plays. Yeah. And again, like the plays that Sean Tucker made, especially the reception, that wasn't necessarily a play that only Sean Tucker could make. Okay. So I think Bucky's going to.
Did you see the guy who won the DraftKings million last week played a 0.0% roster, Sean Tucker? It's basically he was the only one in like the entire player.
What a sick individual.
Dontavian Wicks is active for today, so they're going to have everybody available in Green Bay.
Oh man,
which is kind of a nightmare. Yeah, Lewis popping in there. I was going to say the
Twitch gang firefighter.
When we get to Lewis's question, I'll bring it up. But there's an NBA story behind that with some chicken wings and Lou Williams leaving the bubble.
I remember that
back in the day. Hall or Dobbins? Breece Hall going up against Pittsburgh. Dobbins and the Chargers got Baltimore, right? Is that what that matchup is this week?
Yeah, I have them ranked back to back.
Or Arizona for the Chargers, rather. I go Breece Hall. I think this Jets offense is going to do something today.
It's Breece Hall. I have Breece Hall ranked 11. I have J.K. Dobbins ranked 12.
Yeah. It's not even that Hall's going to run against the good Steelers defense. It's that the Steelers can be so concerned with everybody else and Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson and Hall's ability to catch football.
Right. Hall is just so talented that, he can make magic happen.
Agreed. Amari Cooper, Mooney, JSN, Wan'Dale Robinson need one for Preston here.
I'm starting
super tough.
Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney has been locked in. He's been excellent. He's on pace for like 125 targets this year, and that game has shootout potential. It's got everything you want.
Scamper saying good morning. Happy to have you with us here, Scampers. Juju or Ayuk? I'd go Juju in this spot for excellence.
Ooh, really, John?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to get Trent McDuffie, and they do spread the ball out there in San Francisco. So go Juju.
Higgins or JMO?
I like Higgins. Higgins has been good. Higgins has looked really good.
Sure. How do you feel about starting Baker over Joe Burrow today? I'm fine if you want to go there. Again, it's just, Baltimore's defense by like reputation is good, but they haven't been good this year. So
good against the run.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to go Baker, that's fine. But like you said, Mike Evans is not on the injury report, so I'm assuming the hammy's okay. But what is Cleveland looking at, right? Like, that seems like a team that might be just ready to mail it in here. They traded away their top receiver. I think everybody hates the quarterback on that team, but he's just paid too much. And Burrow's been really good, but he ran into a Giants defense last week and didn't really do much. So I still feel like I lean Joe Burrow here, but what do you think, Coop? Where's your rankings say?
I have Baker ahead. And actually, I just realized that I think I figured out what the problem is with the rankings, so I got to get those updated right now, John.
Okay, well, Coop's got Baker over Joe. We'll go with Coop's rankings here. It's really close for me. So that's
close.
Mo wants to know Judy, Trey Tucker, Palmer, Tutu.
Judy, Trey Tucker, Palmer, Tutu. Rank them. I would rank them Judy 1. Is it Trey Palmer or Josh Palmer?
Trey Palmer. Oh, Trey Tucker. Josh Palmer, I would assume.
Yeah, I would rank them Judy, Tutu, Palmer, Tucker. Tucker has had every opportunity, has just not been good with it. So
yeah. Lewis in here. We have Kupp in a flex. Ken Walker running back spots. Since Kupp is unlikely. Is Kupp unlikely to play? Is that what we got for Kupp? Need one, a Ridley, likely, Shakir, Moss.
Yeah, he's starting to look unlikely.
Okay.
I would just start Ridley and hope the QB change works for the best because everybody else is kind of in an iffy spot.
Let's see. We got the latest news on Cooper Kupp. Trending towards sitting as of 3 hours ago.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a Shefty tweet from last night. Will work Kupp out pregame before making any decisions. So if he's
Don't like that.
which is always tough because that's a late window game, right? The Rams 4:05, yeah. So, Ridley, likely Shakir, Moss.
I'm starting. Yeah, I just start Ridley with the QB change.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
That's fine, I guess. Because I mean, you're definitely playing Ken Walker. So, all right, JMO or Hope Kupp plays. Play JMO. Warren or Chandler? I mean, probably go Warren over Chandler.
I go Warren, yeah. Again, it's a QB change. Going to get more dump downs, hopefully. So I'm going Warren there.
Lewis here. We just did this one for you. Playing Ken Walker, obviously, you're not going to sit him, and then you go. I guess we said Ridley in that one, right? So, if Walker sits, Vidal or Wilson, or pick up P. Ryan, Foreman, or CEH.
If Walker sits, I think you got to go Emmanuel Wilson because Vidal, he had the catch, but he really didn't play a ton, and that was his only touch. And the week before last, like his only carry, he fumbled it. No, that was Dylan Lowby. Emmanuel Wilson is at least there's only 2 guys in town with the Packers.
Yeah,
so you start him and you have him playing some snaps, and if anything happens, then he's the next man up.
Sure. Moss, Pittman, or Dubs here.
I'm starting Romeo Dubs. He leads that team in snaps, and nobody's getting 100 targets. So he scored 2 touchdowns last week. Squeaky wheels getting the ball.
Hold on, let's block this spam thing that's going on in our chat.
Folks out there, I apologize. The QB rankings were not updated on the website. They didn't. I don't know what happened, but there was the wrong info in there. So those are fully updated now. Okay. So I apologize to everybody out there. If you looked at those earlier this week, circle back and look again.
It's probably why Darnold wasn't there. They were on a bye.
It's exactly why. It's exactly why.
All right, where were we? Andrew here, best show of the week. Appreciate you tuning in.
Cheers,
punt, running back, or wide receiver for DK? Best punt, running back, and wide receiver place. Well, wide receiver, you can play Juju at 4K. You can play Noah Brown at 4K.
Noah Brown.
You can play Tim Patrick at $3,800. So I kind of like as a sneaky comeback in that. Or Ricky Pearsall will be active today. We don't know how many snaps he's going to play. Obviously, there's no Juwan Jennings. They have Chris Conley listed as the replacement for Juwan Jennings. If you wanted to take a shot on Chris Conley, I think is mid-price today. But Ricky Pearsall is going to be active, and I think they're going to want to get their first-round pick. So that is a super. You're making 20 lineup start play.
Right, but that's a fun play.
Yeah, more confident in Noah Brown and Juju at 4K and Tim Patrick at 3,800. Yep. Punt running backs. I don't think there really is a punt running back today.
It's tough. Tyler Goodson is a guy that
he's not even. He's like 5,400.
He's not that cheap.
No, they didn't make him that cheap. You could go one of the Browns running backs, knowing that like Chubb isn't going to see 70% of the carries, and maybe hope that something breaks through there. But definitely not a ton. Is Tajay Spears active this week?
Yeah, maybe Isaac Garendo, but again, they kind of juiced his price up too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's 6K.
Yeah,
so they're not even close.
Not even a punt. I got it. Well,
yeah, Tajay's out, so there's not really a punt running back for you there, Andrew. This week.
Julius Chestnut.
Yeah, there are 3 wide receivers that you guys can play for value today, though. So, and then Coop likes Jatavian Sanders at tight end at 2,900. I threw him at
Tommy Tremble's been banged up. Jatavian Sanders got 7 targets last week. He's only 2,900 on DraftKings, under 3K. I mean, nobody is even getting like 3 or 4 targets in that range.
And it's a great matchup, right? Like that's gonna be a back and forth game between those 2 teams, hopefully. Exactly. Cousins or Kyler? I'm gonna go Cousins here this week. Cindy needs a super flex. Neighbors, Jones, Worthy, Rogers, Tucker, and Irving.
Wow.
Need 2. like 2 for super flex. Like you
Yeah.
can play both quarterbacks.
If you can
Then
play both, yeah. If you can play both quarterbacks, do that. If
Yeah.
you can only play one of the quarterbacks, though, I'm going to play Neighbors and
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah, for me. Again, the Eagles are off a bye. The Giants are now missing Andrew Thomas out for the year. Big loss at left tackle for them. So they could see that Eagles pass rush just get after Daniel Jones today. Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Algier, Tracy or Goodson. Parsonator needs a whole bunch of backup running backs, but I think Tyler Algier is trending towards being more than a backup running back. Coop, last week, you only got 56% of the offensive snaps for Bijan. It's now trended down for 3 straight weeks. Bijan Robinson snaps. I know Bender has said that, maybe that's because Bijan's not at 100%, but I mean, the dude had like 18 for 95 last week. He looked pretty good, and yet they were the ones force-feeding Tyler Algier at the end of that game. So I'm going to go with Tyler Algier here. I think he's a safer play.
Yeah, and again, you can pinpoint the exact moment that Algier got the increased role. It was when Bijan Robinson had the AC joint sprain. For 3 weeks, Bijan was playing 80-90% of the snaps. He hurt his shoulder. And then Tyler Algier, since then, it's been 60-40. And Algier's looked awesome. So Algier's definitely one. The other one, I think I just lean into the possibility that Tyrone Tracy is just good. He also is a converted wide receiver, and he caught 6 passes last week.
Yep.
So, with Bucky and White, it's a 3-headed monster where they're going to play hot hands. I mean, it's
I agree. I mean, I would say Goodson is interesting because, again, I don't think Sermon's very good, but obviously the change in quarterback, Richardson may be less likely to dump down to Goodson. So, there is that aspect of it. So, and they're all backups. So I'm fine going Tracy if you think they play from behind. But what do we know about Singletary, right? He's good in pass pro. Like, it's one of the reasons he's kind of always hung around teams. So, I wonder if Tracy gets on the field in those passing situations. So, but he's looked stellar. They can certainly lean into him.
And again, it's like you're hoping for the same things from Goodson, but like Goodson hasn't looked as good as Tracy has.
Sure. Good morning, Sarah. She needs Whittington, McLeod, Watson, Ertz needs one of that group here. I mean, listen, if Kupp is out, Whittington's obviously in a great spot, but you have to wait on that news. So are you waiting for Christian Watson? Are you playing Christian Watson or waiting on the Whittington spot?
I'm just starting Watson. I like Watson this week.
And then she needs a flex of Worthy, Ayuk, and McLeod there. I would go Ayuk in that spot.
I like Ayuk. Yep. Ayuk, I mean, the thing with the 49ers, everyone, we do this every time with this team. We say, oh, okay, it's a good matchup for George Kittle against the Chiefs. It's going to be a George Kittle day. Half the time, it's not what we think it's going to be. Kyle Shanahan knows what we know. And, don't be surprised if their game plan comes out and does something totally different than what you think, because that's why Shanahan's so good. He knows what you're expecting, and he schemes up some other crazy stuff. So don't be surprised when it is an Ayuk day or is a Debo day.
Agreed. Sermon, Algier, Moss, or Braylon Allen for Scampers. Again, I'd go back to Algier there.
Same.
Seems like they're trending in that direction with him. Eckler, Downs, or Tracy in a standard league.
Man,
it's probably Downs, but I do like Eckler a lot, though.
Yeah, they're all 3 of these players are better in PPR, any sort of PPR than standard.
Yeah. But I think Downs is the play there. Gobert just could be the top receiver for that team. So, Hal wants to know, is Christian Kirk droppable at this point? I mean, hurts my soul. I do think Christian Kirk is good, but Brian Thomas, Scoop, I mean, I kind of told you from the beginning I was high on him, and he has not let us down today. 5 for 89 and a touchdown today. Evan Ingram's come back, and basically Christian Kirk has gone back to being iced. So Christian Kirk was the thing when Evan Ingram was on the off the field for a couple of weeks, but it's back to basically Brian Thomas is that wide receiver 1. Evan Ingram is the number 2 pass catcher in that offense. So you can drop Christian Kirk. I would see if maybe there's any sort of trade value, because maybe there's some name value behind Christian Kirk here, but it also depends on what are you dropping him for? What's available in your league? So because again, if Evan Ingram's hammy pulls on him again, Kirk is right back into being a valuable play. So can trust that
for sure.
Start 1 running back, wide receiver, and a flex.
Chuba for sure.
Brown, Chuba for sure. Zay Flowers, you have to play.
Yeah. And I think you just start James Cook. I think that one is actually you just start your very good players in that one.
Chuba, Cook, and Flowers.
Yeah.
Okay. Start 2 of Harrison, Mooney, JSN, Cooper, and Wandale full PPR.
I'm gonna start Darnell Mooney for sure, and Marvin Harrison. I mean, were you able to find anything on him, John?
No. It just said that he's the concussion's not a concern, so I don't know.
Yeah, he cleared concussion protocol and he's going to play.
I think yeah. So,
but yeah, there was some talk about him.
He was a
doing
full participant on Friday's practice report. So.
Okay, then let's lock him in.
Please rank Packers, Lions, Rams, Commanders.
So Packers are no for me this week against the Texans.
It's probably the Rams is the number 1 of that group, even though they've been very bad. Again, I don't know what the Raiders are going to be doing. The Rams are home off a bye.
Right.
So I think the Rams, Cindy, are the number 1 defense for me there.
And the Commanders lost Jonathan Allen, which really
the Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson, which is huge.
Yeah. I mean, the Commanders are probably going to force the Panthers into letting the ball fly. That could be conducive to turnovers.
I mean, they don't turn the ball over against anybody though. So I might go Rams, Lions, Packers. I still think the Commanders are last there.
Okay, Rams it is. Rams versus Raiders.
Yeah, Rams versus Raiders would be your play. I think we answered this one or a similar question, but odd or Andrews. So you're odd on Andrews even after last week, sort of.
He didn't like. There would be one thing if he came out and ran because this guy for the last half decade has had the best deployment of any tight end, basically playing every snap and running 85% of his routes from a wide receiver spot. Last week, once again, he was behind Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Isaiah Likely for routes run. He just caught a touchdown. So I think Cade Otton has over the last 2 years has led all tight ends in route participation. Mike Evans is banged up. I'm just going with the safe play here. It would be one thing if Andrews came out and played the way he used to play and played the whole game, but he didn't. He's not a full-time player. And it's sad, and it makes me sad.
Yeah. Otton or Kraft?
Kraft. Just Kraft has a level of athleticism that Otton doesn't have. So if we project these guys to have similar targets, one guy can do more with those targets.
Okay. I mean, obviously Kraft is now contend with 6 wide receivers. So
right. But still, I mean, he's better with the ball in his hands. Otton is just safe but boring.
Okay. Juju or McConkey? Juju, Brendan. Harrison, Mooney. We did this one already for you, Preston. There, we had Harrison and Mooney.
We'll get to him. Just put him in there. We'll go rapid fire starting soon.
Yeah, Lewis says Cubs unlikely to play. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's got to go through the work through. Right. Pittman or Leggett for Dan. I like Leggett actually.
I'm going Leggett. Yeah, we like Andy Dalton this week too.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Addison or Connor for PPR. I mean, this is definitely a good spot for Addison. James Conner is just the lead running back for that team, so I think I have to go James Conner here.
I'm going James Conner.
Yeah. Kyler, Gino, or Dalton. Go Gino. Here, miss.
That's going to be a big matchup.
He leads the league in passing yards. He just is only throwing 1 touchdown per game.
Right.
If he can get 2 touchdowns, we're cooking. So
6 touchdowns, 6 picks for Gino. It's think of it this way: 6 touchdowns, 6 picks for Gino, 6 touchdowns, 6 picks for Mahomes. We don't expect that to be what those players are. It's just a matter of it's a very small sample size game.
I agree. Again, and he's throwing for the yardage. So if he just adds a touchdown, he's one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy.
Right. He should have thrown more touchdown passes against the Lions, but Kenneth Walker was just so good. You know what I mean?
Good. And Metcalf had a ball that he caught, but they said he was out of bounds. And it all happens there.
Right. And now Kenneth Walker's sick.
Yeah. Which could throw Charbonnet into the mix here late inactives. We'll get those soon. Harrison, Jason, Brown, Cooper need 2. Probably the first 2.
Yep. Fully agree.
Tyrone, Tracy, Jordan Mason, Kadon. You're definitely playing Mason here.
Yep, Mason.
Should I pick up Noah Brown over Leggett, Shakir, or Watson rest of season? No, Christian Watson.
No. We're those guys. You have the better players rest of the season for sure. More upside.
Yep. Well, let me ask you: would you drop Shakir for Noah Brown, knowing Amari Cooper is now in town?
I wouldn't just yet. You can get him off waivers. We don't think he's going to have some sort of crazy game.
Okay.
From Adam Schefter, here are some active versus inactive players. Active: Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Ray Davis, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs. I didn't even know Josh Downs was possibly not active, but good news that Kenneth Walker and Aaron Jones are playing. Inactives: Jameis Winston, Will Levis. So not really.
So Deshaun Watson is your quarterback today, no matter what.
Yeah. Jameis, they don't even want it on the table.
They don't want the questions.
Yeah.
I will say, Coop, that your early season calls on Hunter Henry paying dividends, 8 for 92 today. So
we're so
those
back,
best ball leagues where John's rocking some Hunter Henry is
and I'll tell you that what we're seeing here for Hunter Henry was the plan all along in terms of quarterback change is a catalyst that could be good, it could be bad. Okay. And so far it's looking good. Pat Freiermuth, we're going to see that what we got here. Pat Freiermuth, quarterback change could be good, could be bad. But when you have high end players, you don't want change.
Yeah.
When you have guys that are struggling or low end players, change is good. Like whatever's happening, we want it to be different. And so make sure those guys are rostered in your league.
Also, you tailed our underdog NFL picks for this week. We had Drake May over 202.5 passing yards. It was looking a little iffy, but he just went back-to-back 30-yard pass plays. He's up to 195. So big chunk plays are good for passing yard props. So we're close to the first leg of our underdog play.
Patriots starting to look like they're going from bad to fun bad.
Fun bad, yeah. Keyshawn Booty there, long pass.
We like
kicker
bad. Question.
What's our friend guy for the kicker rankings here today?
Linda, hit the next question while I pull this.
Is Christian Kirk and Pittman droppable? He asks. Nope. Not dropping Pittman. You can drop Kirk. Definitely can keep Pittman. Do we got a kicker answer here?
I think they might be behind the paywall now.
I'll just go with mine.
I have my rankings and I take them pretty seriously, to be honest. I take all the rankings seriously. That's why they take me so long. Of those guys you have listed, I have Austin Seibert at 4 overall.
Okay.
He's the kicker. Yeah, the implied point total for the Washington Commanders today is almost 30 points.
Yeah.
So
I'm good with that. Smash the like button from Ross. We did that one already for him. We did this one already for Parsonator as well. We went Algier and Tracy, I think you did there. Dubs, Sermon, or Adams needs 2. Dubs and Adams here.
Yep.
Tremendous slouch.
Great name.
Yeah, Preston, we did this one already. Guys, I know we're obviously trailing behind on these questions, about 20 minutes or so, but you only need to enter it once. I promise you we're going through these as quickly as we can.
Let's hit a little rapid fire, get up to speed a little bit. What do you say, Johnny?
We did that one for Preston already. No Q's, just says thank you. Loves it. Brad T, we love you, man. Thanks for coming in here. Downs or Mason? Half PPR.
Mason for sure.
Ayuk, Dell, Jameson, Hunt, McBride need 2.
I'm starting in full PPR. I'm starting McBride. And I'm going to start Kareem Hunt.
Okay. JTB says he swapped his play as well. Drake May just threw a touchdown to Osborne. So that might not be dead yet for you in your survivor pool. Patriots only down 8 after this extra point. So
you're looking pretty good, but
possible. And we just went over the 202.5. Check the first leg off our underdog picks for today, everybody. We're on our way. Deontay Johnson, he needs 2 of the 4 here. Deontay, Eckler, Harrison.
Need 2 or 3. I'm starting Deontay and Marv.
Yeah. JTB says he sat Brian Thomas for Tyreek Hill. I mean, listen, that is a tough call. It is very tough to want to sit Tyreek Hill. And you know what? You may be okay at the end of the day, but Brian Thomas is a stud. I've been saying it. He's a stud. He's going to be good. So
he's great. He is as of now, even before this game, because of the injuries to Shaheed and Rashee Rice, he is the player who his average fantasy finish, this is from Chuck Bass, his average fantasy finish versus his ADP is the highest of any player. So you have to be happy with Brian Thomas Jr.
Patriots just made the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I know they're bad. They're down 9. If they kicked the extra point, they would have been down 8. I know they would have needed a 2-point conversion anyways, but like they just went for it now.
Yeah, that's the analytic call. The analytics saying rip that Band-Aid off now, but I don't like it either.
I don't like that either. Get the field goal, get the extra point first, and then worry about the 2-point conversion if you score again. Because now it just puts way more stress on the offense.
Somebody explained it in the sense of like if it takes. I guess it takes. If the other team scores a touchdown, it takes them going for two to ice it off the table. It like forces them to kick the field goal, something like that. I'll have to
Stupid.
pull. I read an article that made it make sense, but it
Doesn't make
somewhere
sense.
along the line it mapped.
Kermit the Frog here, and we do have to Cooper. We got to rapid fire this.
Yeah.
Downs or Wandale? I'm going to Wandale actually for me here.
Swandale, yeah. With the QB change, it's Swandale.
Yeah, Magic City Wings was the strip club we were talking about there, Lewis. Lou Williams left the bubble, got suspended just to get wings at a strip club in Atlanta.
Idiot.
Evans, Mooney, Ayuk, Robinson need two. Brian Robinson is in such a great spot. I mean,
yeah. Ryan Robinson and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and then you're sitting Evans, Mooney, and Ayuk, but I mean, those
make a trade. Make a trade, Big Mama. 2-for-1 trade.
Evans over Montgomery here for me.
David Montgomery.
I'm going Mike Evans.
Okay.
Not on the injury report. They're home. I'm going there.
Not on the injury report.
Geno Smith for me, Dog this week. Kincaid Aircraft.
I'm starting Kincaid still if it's a full PPR.
Okay. Baker over Richardson for me, Doug. If Walker can't go, he's starting Hall or Chuba. Yes.
I'm starting Chuba.
Chuba. But yeah, play either you feel comfortable with. But Chuba's in a great spot here.
Chuba rocks.
Njoku, Pittman, or Tucker for Dan. Njoku is the number 2 pass catcher now.
Njoku, yeah. Njoku, yeah. I'm going to Njoku. I have him ranked fairly high this week.
Pollard is in a great spot this week. 1 point for every 5 rushing yards.
I have Pollard ahead of Breece Hall. Okay. I have Pollard ranked RB8 this week.
Okay. Hunt or Mason? Mason, right?
Mason, yeah.
And then Mooney, Worthy, or Bucky? Got a Mooney.
Moondog.
Pittman or Sermon? Half PPR. Gotta go Pittman there.
Pittman, yeah.
Trade offer. Get McCaffrey, Smith. I give up Flowers. They can. I'm not trading for injured players, Vaders. No. I know that CMC is supposed to be back soon, but I don't trade for injured players.
Flowers is good, and Tua is going to be back.
Yeah. Deontay, Harrison, Downs, Juju. 1 point for every 5 catches. Needs 1. I mean, Deontay's in such a great spot.
It's just 1 extra point. Yep. I would go Deontay and Marv.
He only needs 1, so Deontay for me.
Deontay, yeah.
Goff over Richardson. I'm not playing Anthony Richardson today, so Jared Goff.
Oblique.
I'm going there. Singletary or Brown for Ann?
I think I would go Chase Brown here because of the split. If they're both going to split, then go with the guy in the better offense that's looked good.
Sure. Ann says thanks for tuning in here today. Thanks. And Danny the Dolphins fan. Juju breakout game. I mean, last week was a breakout.
He got already broke out.
Can't really break out more than he did, but should be a good week for him. Ertz or Kraft?
Full PPR. I'm going Ertz.
Okay. Tracy or Mostert? Achane is good to go. Not on the injury report. Over the concussion this week.
I have that exact question in one of my leagues, and right now I have Mostert in.
Yeah, I'm playing Mostert over Tracy.
Yeah.
And hope he just gets red zone work. Colts run defense is so bad.
Mostert is the thing with Mostert is he's still very fast. Like last 2 years, he keeps showing up on like the fastest plays list. So like he could score like a 60, 70-yard touchdown if he just gets the ball.
I also just like that they're home. They're not home, but they're off a bye week. You got to trust Mike McDaniel to get that playbook in order and get that offense going here. Mm-hmm. Dubs or Watson, half PPR. Nick, I'm going to go with Watson with the big play capabilities.
Watson.
Ray McLeod or Devin Singletary, PPR.
So Ray, what has he got? 32 targets so far this year. Yep. Not quite on pace for 100.
They're throwing a lot.
I think I'll go Ray. They're throwing a lot. Yeah.
Agreed. Cup is going to try to talk his way onto the field. Listen, he practiced limited all week, and he's going to go through pre-games. It wouldn't shock me if he's on the field today. Ridley's game is at noon. Ridley will lock my flex. I have others in place that can't change out.
There have been a lot of guys that quote unquote talk their way onto the field, and then they historically don't look good. Like DeAndre Hopkins does that.
Yeah. You can't take a 0. So obviously in this spot you have to play Ridley. So
play Ridley. DeAndre Hopkins, once they ruled him out of the game, and he literally snuck back into the game, but he didn't play well. Yeah, AJ Green used to do this too, and he didn't look good.
Yep. Philly or Tampa D. I'm gonna go Philly D here, Russ. Again, no left tackle. Andrew Thomas out for the Giants here. They're off a bye. I think they got a game plan to go attack this Giants offense. And Daniel Jones still throws turnovers and gets sacked. So
sure does.
PPR: Reed, Metcalf, Devontae Smith, Brian Robinson need 1. Need one.
One. DK Metcalf.
I think it's Metcalf.
If you
But
need one, go big.
yeah, I
If
think
you
Metcalf is
if
your one, but Robinson's probably your safest play there.
when I look at the reason we go with the upside play is when you look at teams like this, John, you have to imagine the rest of the teams are also going to be crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
if this is what Mort O'Brien's team looks like, then all these teams are going to be high end, high upside players. So go upside with DK.
Yep.
And try and make a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 trade, Mordo, because you don't want to be making these decisions. Try and take 2 of those players and trade for legit, like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. You've got DK Metcalf and Devonta Smith. Put those 2 guys together, should be able to get you any wide receiver you want.
Good. Kincaid or Parkinson?
Still Kincaid.
Chris Diaz looking for his FanDuel lineup today is what shows that in a second here. Dubs or Juju? Dan, I'm going to go Juju.
Juju, yep.
And we did this one for Nick already, but I'm going Watson over Dubs.
Yep.
Here's the FanDuel lineup today. Cousins, Robinson, Sermon, Metcalf, Malik Neighbors, Dontavian Wicks, Kelsey, Watson. I'm not doing Wicks, man. Wicks and Watson are like counter to each other.
Right.
Like Wicks plays when Watson plays as out. So
also, I really am not loving Sermon.
No, and the Minnesota Vikings defense is not where I'm going either.
The coach corrected himself. He said at first he said it was a knee. He said it was a shoulder issue, but it's actually a knee issue for Sermon, which is
I am fine with Metcalf, Neighbors, Watson, and Brian Robinson in that group. You have Cousins, but you don't have an Atlanta wide receiver anywhere.
Right.
So you have no correlation to Cousins. You're playing Cousins here.
Take Kelsey and swap it and play Pitts, and then take the extra money and pay up from Sermon to somebody like,
or move up from Wicks, play Juju, or play Noah Brown or something like that. Chris, I don't like that. I don't like that.
You get like an Alexander Madison in there instead of Sermon if you take the money from Kelsey to Pitts.
Yeah, Wicks is the number 4 wide receiver in that offense. So,
and he's got a hurt shoulder.
Yeah. So sorry, Chris. Not feeling it. But if you like it, you play, man. Your money, and it'd
be awesome if
enough to win. So
if it does win, then it makes us look stupid, which I think is
screenshot us and say we're idiots.
Yeah, that's about we'll flip this if that wins.
You win the 300K. I look like an idiot. That's fine. Adams over Higgins. Where are you going here?
Man, Higgins has been so good that maybe that is where I draw the line.
Okay.
I would start Higgins. I have Higgins ranked ahead of Adams.
Okay. Can Hunter Henry get in the hen house? He didn't get in the hen house, but 8 for 92 was pretty good there, Hal.
He didn't yet. He didn't yet,
but Jacksonville is just driving and killing clock. So this is
probably not going to.
Effectively over. Mason, Mostert, or Irving. I'm going to go Mason here for lucky.
Yeah, I got to go Mason, man, because the other guys are splitting. This 49, this Buccaneers thing.
Yep.
I don't know.
Pittman or Leggett half PPR. I actually like Leggett here.
Yeah, I like Leggett for sure. We like Andy Dalton this week.
Yep. Good and then last question from Lucky Lebo, or second to last question, we'll end it with a Twitch game. Juju, Downs, Leggett, or Mason. Need a wide receiver to flex. Juju and Mason. They're lucky.
Juju and Mason. See, we told you guys we get there. Twitch glasses.
Last question of the day, right on time, 12 o'clock. Need one. Moss, Wandale, Serban, Dubs, or Pickens.
In half PPR, I don't want to start Pickens against the Jets. I think I would start Romeo Dubs here.
Okay, Romeo Dubs it is. Good luck, everybody, in week 7. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, share. If you're not yet a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, scan that QR code right there on the screen. 7-day free trial still going on. First month after your 7-day free trial. Use promo code Let's Go. Gets it for less than $20. Come join the family today. Win with us every day. Coop and I will be back next week. Catch you then.